Good evening and welcome to episode 18 of Loomer Unleashed. I'm your host, Laura Loomer. On Tuesday, as I went live, news broke that the Colorado Supreme Court ruled against Donald Trump and disqualified him from being on the ballot for the upcoming Republican primary. Not only was this decision totally wrong, but it represents one of the worst cases of political bias and election interference in our nation's history. The left and establishment right are terrified of a resurgent MAGA movement, one that has learned many lessons and has suffered 7 years of political persecution. And it has become increasingly clear that Trump will be the Republican nominee. And as a result, the fear and agitation on the left has surged exponentially. Recent polling data, which shows Trump handedly defeating Biden in an insurrection against the American government, is disqualified from ever holding public office. Obviously, that clause was intended for Confederate sympathizers, as it was added to the Constitution directly following the Civil War. Either way, President Trump did not take part in any insurrection. We all now know that January 6th was mostly an inside job precipitated by the FBI and CIA. We also know that Trump told his supporters to be peaceful and to go home as January 6th was unfolding. Branding him as some sort of a separatist or insurrectionist is totally beyond the pale, and any sensible person understands that. But being sensible is not something we see frequently on the left anymore. Their fear and determination to prevent another Trump presidency is leading them down increasingly insane paths. First, it was conjuring up fake stories of collusion. It is accusing him of leading insurrections. With each instance of insanity, the political weaponization and banana republic tactics have only increased. This kind of election interference and rigging of the political system against a specific individual goes beyond what many of the countries the United States often scolds for what we call anti-democratic elections would have attempted. We have actually sanctioned other nations for doing far less during their elections to opposition candidates. And so we can no longer pretend to be the moral authority or the global exporter of democracy. This begs the question, has the United States become a third world nation? The answer to that question is a resounding yes, and it is only going to get worse. Politically, we have watched the ingrained bureaucracy in the swamp and establishment totally deny the American people their voice for 7 years straight. From the moment that Trump began his campaign, the scum who compromised the political elite and the media did everything they could to discredit, distract, and destroy the MAGA movement. Even when they had to grudgingly accept Trump's victory in 2016, they spent every waking moment of the next 4 years conniving cunning new ways to prevent him from implementing his America First agenda. President Trump was given a huge mandate by 62 million voters to pursue America First policies. Yet he was hardly able to do so because of the constant, incessant ankle biting from the swamp. Now those same swamp monsters are attempting to prevent you from ever casting a vote for Trump. And with the decision in Colorado, other blue states like California are looking at attempting to remove Trump from their ballots as well. This domino effect will continue unless the Supreme Court steps in or unless Republicans take a stand and push to remove Joe Biden from their ballots as well, which is sadly unlikely going to happen at the moment. Again, this makes countries like Russia, which the United States regularly condemns for rigging elections and targeting dissidents, look like democratic paradises. Everything which